This is the Business of Apps podcast, bringing you actionable insights from the leaders of the global app industry and the world's fastest growing apps. You can find more app news, data and analysis over at businessofapps.com.
Welcome to the Business of Apps podcast. On this show, we invite app industry professionals to cover various topics. We promise to do our best to keep it both insightful but brief. On this episode, we have Grzegorz Garczyński, Director of Global Performance Marketing at Booksy. Grzegorz, welcome to the Business of Apps podcast.
Hello, Art. It's nice to be here.
Terrific. Thank you for coming. So think about it. You wake up in the morning thinking about cutting your hair, scheduling a massage session to get rid of a weekly stress, or even get a new tattoo to change something in your life. All these things periodically pop up on your schedule, and before COVID-19, you were taking for granted booking these things, especially when such handy app as Booksy came along, and it became even easier to do. Then COVID happened, and these routines changed. On this episode, Grzegorz will tell us how the team behind Booksy adapted to the pandemic and managed to grow the app. But before doing that, let's talk about you, Grzegorz. How did you get into digital marketing?
Yeah, it could be a pretty long story, but keeping it short, I would say that this is something that was always somehow around me and was connected with my life. My first experience with what we can call digital marketing was a micro business, which I ran with my brother on eBay kind site in Poland, where we sold Lego bricks and Lego sets. Of course, we started from those we got as a gifts from our parents and family. But after that, when we saw that we can have nice margin, even we didn't know what exactly margin is, we started to buying Lego bricks from people, from the advertisement on the newspapers and stuff like that, and sell them more expensive on this eBay kind of site. That's why it was a first touch, when I was, 12 years old. And after that, some education in the topic of digital marketing, I can say, marketing and stuff around it. And the first project in my professional career.
Wow, 12 years old. You definitely started early. I was still wasn't aware of any digital marketing at that point, because at that point there was no internet, I would say. Late 80s. Anyway, getting back to the Booksy app itself, tell us about what it does and how it works.
It's pretty simple. Booksy is a system of two mobile apps. And I don't mean here iOS and Android, but two different systems for B2C and B2B, means end clients and businesses. First up, the green one, it's an app for the clients who want to make an appointment with a barber, hairdresser, or even a finance institutions, which we have in Poland. And other, it's for the owners of the saloons or the beauty businesses, and in general businesses, as I mentioned, even a finance institutions, which and who based their business activities on appointments.
All right. It's obvious, we've been into this pandemic for a year now. It's precisely a year this March. And COVID-19 changed so many things. And I assume that the pandemic did change the way people use the app. So please tell us about how people began using the app during the pandemic, and tell about your app users in general a bit. Who's your app user? Who's your average app user now?
From the perspective of the customer application, it could be anyone, whoever want to have an appointment in barber, hairdresser, salon, nail artist, or you'd like to book the appointment to have a massage or whatever. Basically everything, everyone could be a client of the Booksy customer app. The way of the behavior has not changed much. However, many customers are looking for a barber, hairdresser, etc. Through the app to first of all organize their days to stay organized, but in the current situation also to avoid like larger groups of people, because it's like safer, healthier, etc. While the application for the business definitely facilitates organizations, but it was even before the pandemic, but during and after, we can say, pandemic or the biggest lockdowns, also communication with customers. Of course, in each country, the restrictions are or were quite strong. So thanks to the application, salon owners can control the flow of customers and at the same time attract the new ones, which is much more important right now because you don't have like a tons of people on the streets because of the lockdowns and restrictions.
So just from the top of your head, any other countries that are your guys' big add plus to Poland? Anything Europe states?
Like basically Booksy operates on many markets because this is like the online solution, but we are focusing on 6 main markets, and US is the biggest one, and this is our main focus: Poland, UK, Brazil, South Africa, Spain. And probably I forgot about something, but after the merge with the biggest competitor in Poland, we also have Mexico in our portfolio right now.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Now, the app itself, has it changed because of the pandemic? Many businesses, probably Uber would be the biggest one. Because of the pandemic, they had to basically switch from being a transportation app to food delivery app. Otherwise, the business wouldn't survive because the impact was that drastic. So businesses like Uber or smaller had to add new features, add new services to adapt to this pandemic. Did you guys go through kind of a similar transition? Did you add any certain features or extra services to the app?
Of course, I can say right now from the perspective that both apps grew in popularity after the lockdown. But of course, it's easy to say right now. March 2020 was super tough, and also for our management, and basically from the perspective of the decisions which need to be made that time. Of course, we changed like the gears from super fast grow as a startup, as a business, to like survive mode, and we really tried to like facilitate and basically help also our clients and businesses cooperating with us. Of course, like Booksy, it's an online solution. That's why we're talking. And basically, this is the mobile apps and stuff like that, super similar to the processes connected with gaming. But at the same time, we are closely connected with offline world. That's why if our clients can't work because of the lockdowns, we won't have also the revenue from our activities. That's why, as I mentioned, like from perspective of the full year of the pandemic, it's easy to say that after the first lockdown, our apps grew, but like March 2020, we didn't know about it. And it was like a super challenging times for us. But we have added some necessary functions and features that helps to manage the salon even better and basically communicate with the clients, as well as offer online services. I think that the online services were the biggest add-on, or was it the biggest add-on for from the product perspective. The whole thing makes the product live and adapts to the current needs of the users. And from the end client's perspective, I think that basically we didn't change much. Of course, if some merchant, some provider like a barber or hairdresser or I don't know, nail artist or physiotherapist added online services, of course we like the end client can see it. But besides that, of course, some additional features which help you feel safer in the barber salon. For example, you can wait in your car and you have like information in the app that your barber is ready to start your appointment. That's why this kind of small things, but which are helping even right now, because you can't have like people inside your shop if you don't have like the appointment with them. That's why they need to wait outside or something like that. When it's rainy, for example, in UK it's raining all the time. It's much easier to have this feature instead of waiting for the call or message or whatever like that. It's just one click.
Got it. So, well, obviously during the pandemic time, even though those things can be small, in your perspective, they do help people to stay safe, and every small thing counts when it's about surviving the pandemic for weeks and weeks, and actually months, as we see now. Let's talk about the app marketing side. Looking at marketing campaigns that you guys running before COVID and during the pandemic right now. Now we have an experience of running those campaigns throughout the year. Probably you can have a kind of a bird view of what changed before you were running. You began running campaigns. You were running campaigns before the COVID and during. What had changed in your approach? Probably different channels, ad formats, the messaging.
Basically, I have like a previous experience when it comes to the digital marketing in the companies where we needed to build the category, not only like awareness of the specific brand or the product, but in general about the whole category, because I used to work for the company which distributed the audiobooks, and it wasn't like the most popular format in Poland to digest the content. That's why it was the same with Booksy before COVID. Like you need to like persuade a lot of people to use this kind of solution, because they were super okay with pen and paper or like a Google Calendar or whatever like that, because it's free, everyone can have it or whatever. But it's not created specifically for this kind of process of having like appointments and like trying somehow to manage your clients' database. That's why. As I mentioned, like before COVID, many users felt that they would not need any applications such as Booksy. Like now, not only due to the restrictions, but maybe more attention to safety and like all the rules connected with health, apps such as Booksy are actively seeked and much better understood, because people are trying to find a way how to organize their businesses. That's why we are focusing more on search ads, what it's not super typical for the apps solution. But of course, still promoting our apps wherever possible, using like a high quality content. And this is, I think, something what I really want to emphasize and underline, that the high quality content will always like defend itself, and thanks to that we have like a really good results no matter which channel we are using. Of course, we have added like a lot of ad formats to our standard mobile app install ads, thanks to which we build not only short term effects but also higher engagement with the product, thanks to various case studies such like success stories also, which is like connected with what I mentioned about the high quality content. And of course, like without engaging, like maybe not engaging, but without like a high quality content and engaging messaging, I think that great product also can defend itself, but at the same time we can somehow address all the problems of our users connected with their businesses. That's why I really believe that the high quality content could be a solution for the all the like problems and challenges which we are facing right now in the performance marketing.
So the situation switched from when you had to convince people to use the app because they were not familiar with and actually their daily life didn't require, it wasn't something necessary for them to do. Like today, for many people, like wearing a mask became part of their life, and the way how they structure their day and book everything that is possible to book online. So booking the stuff that you guys provide people opportunity to book became part of their life too. And now you're just using content marketing, helping them to make the most of your app, correct?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. By the way, do you guys using TikTok or it's not on your radar?
I think that it will be for our B2C activities. We'd like to test it. It's on our roadmap, but so far we are focusing on like more popular, I can say, like a Facebook, Google. We are testing some stuff on Pinterest, Snapchat also. But take into consideration our targets, everything for now looks pretty strong. That's why TikTok is one of our like idea for the tests for the upcoming months.
Okay, cool. Got you. Perhaps you have some takeaways to our listeners, because if you've been following what epidemiologists telling us, chances are if this is not the last pandemic we're going to be having in the future. So if that's possible, can you think of a kind of a list of things to adjust in that marketing when, God forbid, the next one will hit? Well, like if something drastic happened with your business that changes the way people interact with your app, that drastic as it happened last year, what would be the list of suggestions for people, kind of a roadmap, what to do in that situation?
Like, to be honest, like we had the I can say playground. Of course, it's not the best word, but like maybe test ground, it's better in UK when right now we have like a third or fourth lockdown. That's why we can somehow test different approaches when it comes to promotion our app, because if everything is working well, we can focus on our main unique selling points, such as you will earn more money, you will save more money, you will have more clients or whatever. But if everyone it's closed in their homes, you need to focus on content which will somehow support them or make them, I don't know, somehow ready to reopen, for example, in April, I think 12 or something in UK. That's why we are focusing on more awareness and like consideration ads. We are still like using performance marketing to spread some positive vibes, I can say, because it's really, really hard right now to say that everything will be okay if like a beauty pros is on the fourth or I don't know even which lockdown right now. But I think that for now, for us, like people connected somehow with the performance and mobile analytics right now, pandemic is one of the topic that should be considered, but also like all activities related to the user privacy. Which will have a huge impact on the entire field of performance marketing. And I think that it's very general and obvious observation, but what I mentioned before, and you really did the good job to rephrase it, that the good quality content is a key. And of course, like a product also need to be working and need to be helpful, but if you have like a high quality content, it could help you to survive even if those really weird times right now. Also, I really believe that users are so connected to their phones and in general to the mobile experience that we can't act against it, and we need to build an effective. If we want to build an effective business, we need to be in line of the organic behaviors, like this regular normal behavior which we are acting on a daily basis without ads, without any marketing activities. Of course, some things can be done online, such as like a beauty, like in the beauty industry. That's why technology should make the process as easy as possible for like both parties, like for the clients and for the providers. That's why we really believe that recreating somehow like the organic processes and organic behavior could help us to build like really useful product and really useful like user paths. And I hope that using also like, and I see that using like a good quality content, it's something which we can say like is a key for really good results on the performance marketing side.
Gotcha, Grzegorz. Okay, that was my last question in the part of the show when we're covering the topic and the table. And now I have a few quick questions, which I'm asking to my guests to paint a better picture of who they are for the audience. And these are just a few questions. Number one, are you iOS or Android user? What smartphone brand do you prefer?
iOS, definitely.
iOS. Yeah, iOS tech is definitely bigger so far. What was your first mobile phone, if you can remember?
It was like an Alcatel One Touch, I think 511 or 501, something like that. It was like, of course, black and white. I had like, I don't know, 20 text messages in my monthly package. And it was like a huge amount, I remember. It was like, I don't know, 20 or something years ago. And it was like a great, best day ever, I can say.
But the better lasted way better than now. There's always downside and upside. Imagine like hypothetically, if you're living your home, or presumably if you can, if you're not under lockdown, and you're leaving your smartphone at home accidentally, what would be the most missing feature for you?
I think both, or I can think about two apps or like two features, and one it's like Apple Pay, because I even don't need to have my wallet in my pocket when I have my phone, and Health app. I'm not sure that it's connected somehow with my like profession, if I can say that, but I really love to track everything. That's why if I don't have a Health app and I go for a walk, and I also don't have my smartwatch, I'm not so happy because of this walk. I think that this is really not good. My wife is not happy about it, but I really want to track every single walk and have this nice information about, okay, you hit your targets or whatever like that. And this is really important. Not only walk itself.
Got it. So you don't want to miss any piece of data.
Exactly.
Okay, so and finally, this set of questions. When you're looking at your iPhone, what kind of features could be hardware, software that you believe it's still missing at this point?
Not easy question, but I think that I'm not sure about like the other countries. Probably it's super common in US or UK or whatever. But as I mentioned about the Apple Pay and like the extension of it to have like the all documents somewhere in the cloud. Of course, there is like a tons of stuff connected with this, with like they keep it in the safe place, whatever, in the cloud, but have all the documents like ID or whatever, and you have just your phone, and it's like enough to have your phone in your pocket, because it's like basically everything in your pocket. And as I mentioned, probably maybe I didn't like underline it enough, but as a Apple fanboy, I remember like when like Steve Jobs mentioned about the iPod and like 1,000 songs in your pocket and stuff like that. And I really believe that having this in one device, which of course it's not maybe the most smart thing, because you have like one device with everything connected with your life, but it could be super comfortable to have pocket like a wallet in your phone. And I guess, as I mentioned, probably it's possible somewhere, but not in Poland yet.
Yeah, I think I remember that idea was kind of flying around on the Apple covering blogosphere about iPhone becoming basically your passport, your ID. So you can, identify yourself, probably vote, presuming that the security will be really high. But kind of a next logical step after being a wallet the thing you're keeping your stuff for work, for leisure, and on top of that, become your passport. Probably this is what we're looking at in the future. Okay, and before I let you go, how can people get in touch with you and get more information about what you do, Grzegorz?
I think that LinkedIn is the easiest way to find me online. I'm not super active on social media. That's why I won't put here a Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. Just why LinkedIn, I think, is the best way to find me and to connect. I'm always open to discuss. I'm always open to answer some questions or put my questions to someone from the industry. That's why, if you're open, let's connect.
Terrific. Thanks a lot for your time and coming on our podcast, Grzegorz. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And
Bye.
That was Grzegorz Garczyński, Director of Global Performance Marketing at Booksy. To listen to more episodes, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. Just search for Business of Apps and you will find us easily. We release episodes on Mondays, so subscribe and you'll be able to get new episodes on your smartphone, tablet, or computer as soon as we release them. And please don't forget to leave us a review and comment on iTunes. It is highly appreciated. And all episodes will also be available on businessofapps.com. Thank you for listening. See you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Business of Apps podcast. For more, head on over to businessofapps.com.